Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to talk about a skill that is more valuable than any degree or certificate. A skill that shapes our character, determines our decisions, and ultimately defines our destiny. That skill is the ability to think properly. Thinking properly is not just about having ideas or opinions. It is about cultivating clarity, wisdom, and compassion in our minds. It means learning to analyze situations with honesty, question our own biases, and seek truth even when it challenges us. Proper thinking is the foundation of good judgment, effective problem solving, and meaningful progress. In a world overflowing with information, distractions, and noise, the ability to think deeply and correctly has become a rare gift. Many rush to conclusions or follow popular opinions without pausing to reflect. But true growth begins when we pause, reflect, and train our minds to think critically and empathetically. When we learn to think properly, we empower ourselves. We make decisions that are not just beneficial to us, but also to those around us. We become leaders who inspire, innovators who create, and human beings who understand the value of respect and kindness. So, I urge each one of you to invest time in sharpening your mind. Question your assumptions, seek knowledge, embrace different perspectives, and above all, let your thinking be guided by integrity and humility. Remember, the power to change your life and the world lies not just in what you do, but in how you think. Thank you. Step 1. Cultivate awareness. The journey to thinking properly begins with cultivating awareness. A deep and intentional mindfulness of your own thoughts, feelings, and mental habits. Awareness is the lens through which you observe your inner world without judgment or distraction. It allows you to see your mind clearly, like a calm lake reflecting the sky, rather than a turbulent storm clouded by confusion and bias. Without this awareness, your thoughts remain unconscious, fragmented, and vulnerable to the influence of ingrained prejudices and automatic reactions that do not serve your highest good. When you cultivate awareness, you start noticing the subtle patterns of your thinking. The recurring worries, the negative self-talk, or the assumptions that silently guide your decisions. This kind of observation is not about criticizing yourself, but about understanding yourself better. You learn to recognize moments when your mind is clouded by fear, anger, or impatience, and when it is open and clear. This awareness builds a crucial foundation, because only when you know what is truly happening inside your mind can you begin to reshape it with intention and wisdom. Awareness also brings a profound sense of presence. In our fast-paced world, it's easy to get swept away by distractions and multitasking, which scatter your focus and weaken your ability to think deeply. By cultivating awareness, you train yourself to be fully present in the moment, paying careful attention to one thought or task at a time. This presence sharpens your mental clarity, enabling you to grasp complexities with ease and respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. It empowers you to create space between stimulus and response, a space where true thinking flourishes. Moreover, developing awareness helps you identify the emotional undercurrents that influence your thoughts. Emotions are powerful forces in shaping how we interpret experiences, often coloring our judgments without us realizing it. When you are aware of your emotional state, you can acknowledge and honor these feelings without letting them hijack your reasoning. This emotional awareness leads to more balanced and compassionate thinking as you learn to integrate the heart's wisdom with the mind's logic. Step 20. Question everything. to think properly. One must cultivate the habit of questioning everything, not in a cynical or dismissive way, but as a genuine pursuit of truth and deeper understanding. Questioning is the spark that ignites curiosity and critical thinking. It challenges the complacency of accepting information at face value and pushes you beyond surface level assumptions. When you question, you invite your mind to explore, analyze, and evaluate, which opens the door to clarity and insight. Without this essential habit, thinking can become shallow and mechanical, missing the richness and complexity of reality. Questioning begins with the courage to doubt your own beliefs and preconceived notions. This can feel uncomfortable because it shakes the foundation of certainty we often cling to for security. But true growth requires this vulnerability, the willingness to say, "What if I'm wrong?" or "Why do I believe this?" By examining your ideas honestly, you create space for new perspectives to emerge. This process not only refines your thinking, but also strengthens your intellectual humility, teaching you that knowledge is fluid and ever evolving rather than fixed and absolute. Moreover, questioning extends beyond your own thoughts to the world around you. It means scrutinizing information from external sources, whether it's news, opinions, or widely accepted norms. Ask who benefits from a particular narrative, what evidence supports it, and what might be missing. That is the number R. This investigative mindset guards against misinformation and manipulation, which are rampant in today's information age. When you question everything, you become an active seeker of truth rather than a passive receiver of information, which empowers you to make decisions grounded in reality. The practice of questioning also fosters creativity and innovation. When you ask why or what if, you challenge conventional boundaries and open your mind to possibilities that others might overlook. Many of the greatest breakthroughs in history have come from individuals who dared to question the status quo. This mindset encourages problem solving through exploration and experimentation, allowing you to approach challenges with fresh eyes and an open heart. It transforms thinking into a dynamic and enriching process rather than a rigid routine. Step 3. Seek clarity. Seeking clarity is a cornerstone of thinking properly. It means striving to understand ideas, situations, and problems with precision and simplicity rather than confusion or vagueness. In our complex world, it's easy to become overwhelmed by information overload, emotional noise, or conflicting opinions. Without clarity, your mind becomes tangled in uncertainty, making decision-making difficult and stressful. Clarity cuts through this chaos like a beam of light, illuminating the path forward and enabling you to navigate life with confidence and calm. The first part of seeking clarity is breaking down complexity into manageable pieces. Many issues or thoughts appear overwhelming because we try to grasp everything at once. But when you take the time to dissect a problem, asking yourself what the core components are, you simplify your understanding and reveal the heart of the matter. This process demands patience and discipline, as it requires slowing down your thinking and resisting the urge to jump to conclusions. When you approach challenges step by step, clarity naturally unfolds. Clarity also arises from clear communication, both with yourself and others. Internally, this means organizing your thoughts coherently, naming your feelings, identifying your goals, and articulating your reasoning. Journaling, talking through your ideas, or simply pausing to reflect can help untangle mental knots. Externally, it involves asking questions, listening actively, and verifying information before accepting it as true. Misunderstandings often stem from unclear communication, so seeking clarity encourages openness and precision in your interactions, building trust and deeper connection. Moreover, seeking clarity requires honesty and courage. It means facing uncomfortable truths instead of avoiding them, and being willing to admit when you don't know something. This vulnerability might feel unsettling at first, but it is vital for genuine understanding. Clarity cannot coexist with denial or self-deception. By embracing honesty, you lay the groundwork for authentic insights and growth. Clarity is not about having all the answers immediately. It is about the sincere pursuit of truth, wherever that journey may lead. Step 40. Embrace curiosity. Embracing curiosity is one of the most powerful ways to nurture a mind that thinks properly. Curiosity is the natural human impulse to explore, discover, and understand the unknown. It is the spark that propels us beyond complacency, inspiring us to ask questions, seek new experiences, and continuously expand our horizons. When curiosity takes root, thinking becomes an adventurous journey rather than a stagnant routine. It invites you to look at the world with fresh eyes and an open heart, fostering a sense of wonder that enriches both your mind and your spirit. Curiosity fuels learning and growth by encouraging you to step outside the boundaries of your comfort zone. It challenges the habit of relying solely on what is familiar or easy, pushing you to explore unfamiliar ideas, cultures, and perspectives. This openness is essential for thinking properly because it broadens your understanding and reduces the risk of narrow-mindedness. When you embrace curiosity, you cultivate intellectual humility, the recognition that no matter how much you know, there is always more to discover. This mindset keeps your mind flexible, adaptable, and vibrant. Moreover, curiosity deepens your engagement with the world around you. Instead of passively absorbing information, curious thinkers actively seek meaning and connections. They ask, why does this happen? How does this work? Or, what can I learn from this experience? This active engagement transforms knowledge from mere facts into wisdom. It also strengthens empathy, as curiosity about others' experiences and viewpoints helps you appreciate their stories and struggles, breaking down barriers of misunderstanding and prejudice. Curiosity also plays a vital role in problem solving and creativity. When you approach challenges with a curious mindset, you are less likely to be confined by conventional solutions. You experiment, test hypotheses, and remain open to unexpected answers. This exploratory thinking allows innovation to flourish because you are not afraid to ask, what if? Or why not? The willingness to question assumptions and entertain new possibilities is what drives breakthroughs in science, art, and every field of human endeavor. Step 5. Practice empathy. Practicing empathy is an essential step toward thinking properly, as it bridges the gap between pure logic and human connection. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of others, not just intellectually, but emotionally. When you engage in empathetic thinking, you move beyond your own perspective and open your mind to the experiences, struggles, and hopes of those around you. This deep understanding enriches your thought process by grounding it in compassion, making your decisions not only intelligent, but also kind and just. Empathy sharpens your awareness of the complexities of human behavior. Every person carries a unique story shaped by their background, values, and challenges. When you practice empathy, you recognize that others' actions and beliefs are often influenced by experiences you may never have lived. This realization softens judgment and cultivates patience, helping you approach conflicts and differences with a heart open to dialogue rather than confrontation. Empathy transforms thinking from a solitary exercise into a shared journey of understanding. Moreover, empathy enhances your emotional intelligence, a critical component of proper thinking. That is the number R. Emotional intelligence allows you to navigate your own feelings while responding thoughtfully to the emotions of others. When you practice empathy, you become attuned to subtle cues like tone of voice, body language, and unspoken concerns, which inform a fuller understanding of any situation. This sensitivity prevents misunderstandings and fosters trust, collaboration, and effective communication, all of which are vital for thoughtful decision making. Empathy also inspires ethical and responsible thinking. When you consider how your choices affect others, you develop a stronger sense of accountability and social responsibility. Empathetic thinkers ask themselves, how will this impact those around me? And aim acting with fairness and respect. This perspective broadens your focus from self-interest to the collective well-being, guiding you toward decisions that promote harmony, justice, and care. In a world often marked by division, empathy is a powerful force for unity and healing. Step 6C. Balance emotion with reason. Balancing emotion with reason is a vital step in learning to think properly. Our emotions are powerful and deeply human. They color our experiences, motivate our actions, and connect us to the world. Yet, if left unchecked, emotions can cloud judgment and lead to impulsive or irrational decisions. On the other hand, reason alone, stripped of emotional insight, can feel cold, detached, and disconnected from the realities of human life. True thinking requires a delicate dance, a harmony between the heart and mind, where emotion and logic inform and enrich each other rather than compete. To achieve this balance, it's essential first to recognize and honor your emotions. Emotions are not enemies to be suppressed, but signals to be understood. When you feel anger, fear, joy, or sadness, these emotions offer valuable information about your needs, values, and boundaries. By tuning into your feelings with curiosity and without judgment, you allow yourself to understand the deeper reasons behind your reactions. This emotional awareness lays the groundwork for thoughtful reflection, preventing you from reacting impulsively or being overwhelmed by feelings. Once emotions are acknowledged, the next step is to engage reason as a guiding force. Logic helps you analyze situations, weigh evidence, and foresee potential consequences. Reason allows you to step back from the immediate emotional response and consider options with clarity and calm. This doesn't mean suppressing feelings, but rather channeling them constructively. For example, if you're angry about an injustice, reason helps you find effective ways to address it rather than reacting destructively. Balancing emotion with reason enables you to make decisions that are not only passionate, but also wise and sustainable. Furthermore, this balance nurtures emotional resilience. Life inevitably brings challenges that stir intense emotions, stress, disappointment, or grief. When you practice harmonizing your emotions with reason, you build the capacity to face difficulties without being overwhelmed. You learn to hold space for your feelings while also maintaining perspective. This resilience fosters greater mental stability and confidence, allowing you to navigate life's ups and downs with grace rather than being tossed about by emotional waves. Step 7. reflect regularly. Reflection is a powerful practice that deepens the quality of your thinking and enriches your life in profound ways. To think properly, you must make time to pause, look inward, and thoughtfully review your experiences, thoughts, and actions. In the rush of everyday life, it's easy to move forward on autopilot, reacting to situations without considering their meaning or impact. Regular reflection creates a sacred space where you can slow down, examine your journey, and gain invaluable insights. It turns experience into wisdom, transforming fleeting moments into lessons that guide your growth. At its core, reflection is about self-awareness. It invites you to step back and observe your mental and emotional patterns objectively, without judgment. What thoughts have dominated your mind? How have your feelings influenced your decisions? What assumptions or biases might be shaping your perspective? By asking these questions, you uncover blind spots and uncover the roots of your reactions. This self-awareness is critical because it allows you to correct course when necessary, avoid repeating mistakes, and cultivate more intentional and mindful thinking. Reflection also deepens your understanding of your values and goals. Life often presents complex challenges that pull us in many directions. Without clarity about what truly matters, we can easily get lost or distracted. Taking time to reflect helps you reconnect with your core beliefs and aspirations. It provides a moment to evaluate whether your actions align with your deeper purpose and whether your thinking serves the person you want to become. This alignment between thought, action, and values is the foundation of living authentically and thoughtfully. Step 8. Commit to growth. Committing to growth is the final and perhaps the most transformative step in learning to think properly. Growth is not a destination but a lifelong journey, a continuous process of evolving, learning, and becoming more of who you are meant to be. When you commit to growth, you embrace change with courage and openness, recognizing that every experience, success, or failure holds the potential to teach you something new. This commitment turns thinking into a dynamic force that propels you forward, rather than a static set of rules that limits you. The commitment to growth requires humility, the willingness to admit that you don't have all the answers, and that there is always room to improve. It means accepting that mistakes and setbacks are not signs of failure, but essential parts of the learning process. This humility creates a fertile ground for self-compassion, where you treat yourself with kindness even when things don't go as planned. By embracing imperfection, you free yourself from the paralyzing fear of judgment and open your mind to new possibilities, fresh ideas, and innovative solutions. Growth also demands curiosity and resilience. It calls for a persistent curiosity to explore beyond your comfort zone and challenge your existing beliefs. It invites you to ask difficult questions, seek feedback, and engage with diverse perspectives that stretch your understanding. Resilience, on the other hand, is the strength to keep moving forward despite obstacles and disappointments. When you commit to growth, you develop the mental and emotional stamina needed to persevere, adapt, and thrive in the face of adversity. Importantly, committing to growth means fostering a mindset of continuous learning. This mindset transforms every moment into an opportunity for self-improvement, whether through reading, reflection, conversations, or new experiences. It encourages you to be proactive in seeking knowledge and skills that expand your capacity to think clearly, deeply, and compassionately. This ongoing pursuit of growth enriches not only your intellect, but also your character, relationships, and overall quality of life.